Alright guys, so I don't know if you heard this, but there has been some really strong Titanfall 3 rumors swirling around lately by a famous Apex Legends data miner and leaker, Osvaldo Torre. I hope I'm getting that name right. And he was looking into the files, and this dude claims that Titanfall 3 is almost complete and that Respawn Entertainment has said goodbye to the heavily modified Source 1 engine that they borrowed from Valve. And the reason why even Apex Legends doesn't have the Source 2 engine is because Valve hasn't lent out its development kit to third-party publishers and developers. That still remains, Source 2 engine still remains an in-house thing over at Valve, and even till this day, like I just mentioned, Apex Legends is using the same heavily modded Source 1 engine that Titanfall 1 and 2 was having. But man, if you look at Titanfall 2, till this day, this game has been released in 2016. I unfortunately didn't buy the game on release, and I waited, wait for this, almost 7.5 years later. In October of 2023, I bought it in a Steam sale for $4.49, and my god, this game is absolutely beautiful. It looks gorgeous till this day, and it plays very well. I don't know if Source 1 does have any ray tracing features, but let me tell you, I'm running this thing on my 9070 XT, and there are some scenes where some reflections look almost ray traced, if not path traced. And I said, but wait a minute, that wasn't a thing way back then when this game came out, even though Nvidia was indeed working on early ray tracing technology. But man, this game looks really good. So to catch up on this leak, I feel as though, you know, it could be a thing, but a lot of people in the industry don't think so. Like I mentioned before, Titanfall 3 is supposed to have an Unreal Engine 5. They're saying goodbye to the heavily modified Source 1 engine because they cannot use Source 2. It's going to have multiplayer, extraction mode, and even an online service mechanism, almost like Apex Legends. And I think this is EA trying to have yet another IP in the books to be able to constantly make regenerative money, constant money flow of skins and features and whatnot. And if you remember a couple of years ago when Titanfall 2 had that huge hacker problem, and that one hacker had the entire development team held under ransom because he had some code and this, that, and the third, and they came to some sort of conclusion. But that got squashed. That's actually ancient history, and that's when you saw a huge resurgence in the player base for Titanfall 2, and I tried it, but dude, it is such a sweat factory. I mean, you have to be really good with those mechs, hopping in and out, you know, the sliding mechanics, which then made its way towards Apex Legends. But Titanfall, don't forget, was like the granddaddy of all this modern moving mechanics that we see today, even in the current Call of Duty. But the wonderful thing about Titanfall 2, unlike the first installment, is that it had such a wonderful campaign, and I'm actually playing through that right now. And during some scenes of the action, I'm saying to myself, geez, how did they figure all of this out? How did they figure to pull this off? The writing, the setting, everything, the time traveling, going back and forth. I hope I didn't spoil anything for you guys, but come on, this game is almost 10 years old now. So tell me what you guys think about Titanfall 3. Do you think this is real? Do you think the leaker is actually correct in his assumption that Titanfall 3 is a thing and it's almost done on a new Unreal Engine 5? Man, I really hope so, but seems to me that EA is either wanting to do a third installment of this beautiful franchise, or they're just using it as a base for other IPs and other, maybe Apex 2.0, because that is still on the table as far as the CEO of EA is concerned. He actually mentioned that a couple of months ago, so we'll see. Anyways guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one.